Maureen Martin, Diva Gals Daily, amazing film, just inspiring, especially considering the times that we live in. It's just so on the mark, such an important film. You have to see it.
This is Ray Holiday from StuffFlyPeopleLike.com. Just ended the preview for A Birth of a Nation in New York City screening. It was absolutely amazing. I didn't think it wouldn't be, but it was great, and it's definitely a film that you should all check out.
I'm Reggie Lewis. I'm originally from Augusta, Georgia. Currently living in Brooklyn, New York. The film was very, very challenging. It's actually to a modern day version of what's happening today versus what was happening like years ago, like the same thing is happening. And I think that this film sort of is going to give us the energy and allow people to look in and see what's really going on. So please go out and support Nate Parker in this film, Birth of a Nation. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tia Brown. I'm the lifestyle director at Ebony Magazine. I just saw Birth of a Nation. Oh my God, it's an amazing film, very riveting story. There's so many emotions that the movie evokes, and I hope a lot of people go out and see it. It's an important part about our history, especially given what's going on right now during this election year. So make sure you check it out.
Hi, my name is Kim Baker, and I'm a celebrity makeup artist here in New York. And it was so important for me to see Birth of a Nation, but ironically, that is the name that is used for this movie. But that is actually what needs to happen right now, is that we just need to be conscious again, to realize what is going on and what's happening to our brothers, and realize that there needs to be a calling, not a calling to retaliate with what's going on with our brothers, but a calling of social consciousness to become one. We've been in this country for over 400, 500 years, and every other ethnic group that comes into this country gets it together. The Asians, the Indians. It's time for us. This is our land. We were born, birthed here, and the nonsense needs to stop. And we need to have a birth of a nation, our nation.
Hey, it's Angela Yee from The Breakfast Club. Just saw The Birth of a Nation. I already knew it was going to be a really powerful movie. There were a lot of things I knew about Nat Turner. I learned a lot more during this movie. I think I cried during about 25% of it, but it's just amazing how many things that were happening back during the times of slavery that we can still relate to what happens today. So I just feel like it's a really powerful movie that everybody needs to see, and we can all learn from it.
Hi, my name is Bibi Thomas. I'm a German recording artist from Germany and New York, and I am just so thankful that I saw the movie, because before I saw the movie, I felt like everything was said that can be said about slavery, but we're never at this point where the history, how should I say it? I'm just really touched by the movie. And it was just another movie showing that we're still in this war, and there's still so much that we have to work on, and I don't even know what to say. I'm really just emotionally touched, and this movie was so important, and I'm glad that I saw it.
Jay Rome, I thought the movie was amazing. Nate Parker really did his thing. The epitome. Black Lives Matter, man. It's really great.
Hi, I'm Gloria Sauvé. I'm an actress, and this is Harold.
Hi, I'm Harold Hodge. I am a directing major at Pace University. We just saw Birth of a Nation, and I can't say how important this movie was. I'm actually from Southampton, Virginia, where the Nat Turner Rebellion took place. And being from the area, I find it very interesting and strange that Nat Turner is always portrayed as a villain or just a name on a history book. And I think this movie is really important because it portrays him as a person.
Right, and it also showed the why we need religion. The religious aspect of African American, why that was our strength, and I felt like he took it there. He took it another step to explain why a lot of my friends who are not African American, they say, well, why we are so religious? That's why. I mean, that's all we had. That's all we had. Coleman, Domenico, and Nathan Park, I thought they were fabulous, and it really touched my heart. It's like that old story, but it's the same, a new day, it's still here. It just haunts you. Very touching. They did a wonderful job.
It was a great
and I was so happy to share it with Harold, who's a young man and a student. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Egypt Young. I'm the founder, editor-in-chief of the movement Remixed, and I think that this movie was incredible. Nate did an incredible job with the depiction of how we were treated back in the day, and especially in this today and age, what's going on with all of the atrocities against our young men and boys. And I really think everybody should see this movie because it's really incredible, and it's something that you can take and you can leave with your children and your children's children, so we can understand where we came from, because you definitely got to understand where you're from in order to know where you're going. All right, have a blessed one, guys.
I just watched The Birth of a Nation, and if I'm being completely and totally honest, I need time to process everything that I just saw. In the current events, the things that are happening today, there were literal moments where I just felt like it's just all too much, but it was beautifully acted, it was beautifully written. Nate Parker is so talented and so brave for bringing this story, and I think the timing couldn't be more perfect. And there's a lot left to say about our culture and what we will accomplish, but it is great to see that slaves and people in Nat Turner had their own spirits and minds, even in the midst of the most terrible, most horrific horrors, and they made their decisions, and we're here, the birth of a nation. We are that nation because of it. So thank you, Nat Turner. Thank you, Nate Parker, for the story.
My name is Gia Peppers.
My name is Gia Peppers. Hi, I'm Jolie Doggett, Virginia native, home of actual Nat Turner. The movie, just like the actual story of Nat Turner, is both timeless and impactful. There's several things that people can get out of this film, and given the current circumstances that are going on in our country and around the world today, it's definitely a necessary film for people to see, a necessary narrative, and it's very important that we watch and interpret independently and develop our own understandings about what happened then and what we can learn now. So I'm really glad I saw it. Thank you, Nate Parker, for producing and directing and writing this film. Thank you to the cast who acted so wonderfully, so beautifully. I had chills the entire time. I'm going to need a few days or weeks or months to really process all this, but I have no regrets in seeing it. Very proud of the film.
Hello, my name is Shannon Lanier, and this was an outstanding film. It's difficult to watch, but it's necessary for us as a community, as a country, to watch this film and to really get an understanding of what people went through to bring us to where we are today. It's something that every community, every person, regardless of your color, should watch and should get in their catalog. See this movie not once, not twice, but at least 3 times to get a clear understanding. There's so much to digest and so many good nuggets to just take in and just think about and pray on. You know, it even teaches us people about the Bible and things that you can read about and know about. So even to have this in the church is something that's maybe a little gruesome for people, but again, it's necessary. I'm at Mr. Shannon Lanier.
Elliot Ashby just got done watching an amazing film. Something that really moved me about the film is I expected to walk away feeling emotional and like really unclear, but I walked away with a deep sense of clarity. Like it really made me think about a lot of the current events that we're seeing today and looking back 200 years and realizing that we're the masters of our own destiny. Religion can be used to manipulate us and make us think we're slaves, or it can be used to empower us and realize that we're really the masters of our own destiny. Nate Parker did a wonderful job. There was definitely some really uncomfortable parts where I had to look away. There are other times where I just leaned into the pain and I really just allowed it to give me some clarity. So great film. I recommend everyone go see it. Nate Parker, you definitely did your thing.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Tanish Laverne Brands. I am a proud alum of the oldest HBCU, Cheney University of Pennsylvania, which was founded in 1837. I just had the opportunity to screen Nate Parker's Birth of a Nation. Not only was I stunned, but I was moved to tears. This is great is an understatement. It's an excellent film. It's a film that should be taught on the college level. It should be mandatory. It should be part of the HBCU curriculum. Birth of a Nation, there are so many layers to it, but more than anything, it shows us who we are and how resilient we are and how powerful we are. It's a must-see. I don't care how old you are. It's a must-see piece of cinema. You know, I'm speechless, honest and truthfully. I was moved to tears. But it's really, really great to see a new narrative of African American history where African Americans were actually standing up for themselves and fighting for what they knew in their hearts was right.
Hello, I'm Jamila Mustafa, and I can really simplify what I thought about this film is that this film really reminded me of a 2016 version of the film Glory. And to watch Denzel Washington play in Glory and to watch Nate Parker play Nat Turner was really historic. I know I'm only 23 years old, but I know I studied Hannibal, who is the warrior. And so most children would say, Hannibal Lecter? No, Hannibal the warrior. So when you talk about Nat Turner and the Nat Turner rebellions, the way that Nate Parker depicted Nat Turner to really focus more on the gospel and being a Christian, and then to go into the transition into actual being a warrior. Because he wasn't a fighter, Nat Turner was a warrior. And so this film definitely captured every single moment of it. And to just be in the ambiance and to hear all silence and to hear the ooh, the ahs, the emotion, it really was translated well for 2016. And so to speak into present times, I'm not too sure what this film would do, but what I hope that it will do and how I took the film to inspire, to uplift, and to encourage change. And so congratulations to everyone who was a part of making the film, the cast, and I really hope that this film goes down, and it deserves an Oscar. It gets an Oscar from me, so thank you very much.
Eric McKay, it's ERIKMCKAY. Well, my opinion of the film, first I want to thank Fox Searchlight Pictures and Nate Parker. He definitely did the damn thing. I appreciate this history. I kind of like take this kind of like personal because I love my black history and I love getting more information, and especially to see it in visual format. I mean, I had a moment, where it just took me back to some lessons and stuff that I heard and things I learned. I mean, even in today's society, the things that we're going through, it just seems like it repeats itself. But this is a proven fact. This is well documented that the struggles that we've been going through, has always existed. But it just right now it seems like it just needs to stop. But as far as this particular project here, I think everybody needs to go see this film. This is not something for just to fly by and wait to come on DVD. This is something you need to go see as soon as it hit the theaters, and that's October 7th. So I implore everybody, as soon as it hit the theaters that weekend, run to it, go see it, tell your friends and your family. I'm not promoting the film, but I am. All right? And I think you will enjoy it as much as I did. Thank you.
I had moments where I laughed. I had many moments where I cried, but and I wasn't going to speak, but I just came back around, so I can speak about it because I know so many people that I've been in conversation with them about movies like this, and they always say, I'm not going to go see it because it's going to make me mad or whatever, but I would say please go see it because you can learn so much. In the movie, it just, it has me choked up. The movie makes you want to push to do something different. Sing a different song, like he said in the movie, because we have to start doing something different now because today it's just crazy with people getting killed every day. It's just so inspiring. Please go see the movie, and I will see it again. Thank you.
Dean, I'll say that it's a phenomenal film. I hope that people catch a lot of the little things in the movie, like when they spoke of that there were plenty of insurrections going on, but it was to the enslavers' benefit to not put that in newspapers or let anyone know that was happening. They alluded to Haiti, and they didn't want any of the slaves to understand that they could do the same thing and put that into them. So I hope that they understand what freedom of death means. That you can't have slavery without compliance. Can't happen. If everyone decides they don't want to be a slave and they'd rather risk death, there is no slavery. It doesn't happen. So I hope people really don't just look at the ending of the film, but look at the nuances of the film, of a brilliant film that's long, long, long overdue, and that people don't get caught up in anything that's happening on the side in the world to derail from how important this film is to us as a community and to the world, because once we start ascending, the rest of the world will ascend also.
Hey everybody, I'm Jennifer. I was just so deeply moved by Birth of a Nation. It's brutal and it's very powerful, but it's also very, very necessary, especially in these days and times that we're living in the climate in this country today. Thank you.
I think it was a great film. It was. I almost feel like I'm traumatized. It was such a good story, a story that was rendered so well. I particularly love the way that they kind of focused on that role of religion during those days, and it's hard not to see that story, understand that role, and how it plays out today, both for the purpose of control as well as for the purpose of inspiration. But it's just a very, very interesting kind of dichotomy, and I'm really, really glad that they kind of chose that point to focus on in that story. Great flick.